Hi everyone, this is Brandon here. Today I just wanted to make a little channel update video for you all, just to explain kind of some of the changes that I've made to the channel recently, and basically just why I decided to make them in the first place. Okay, so you might be asking what has changed exactly, and if you are new to the channel, it's not even going to be a noticeable change really, unless you go back and watch like maybe my very early videos, which you probably won't do anyway. Because they're not that good. But the biggest change that I've made to the channel so far is the actual name of the channel. So my channel name used to be The Outlandish Noir, and the reason for that is that I'm quite a big fan of Morrowind, so it was a bit of a joke, just because I've always felt like a bit of an outcast in society, and when I was at school, and etc, etc. I will talk about why I've changed it. I've actually changed it to the Outlandish Gamer, so the Outlander part is still there, and that is something that I'm still happy to kind of represent, or represent me, but I will explain why I've changed it. So the next thing that I've changed is obviously in relation to my name change, channel name change, and that's just changing the banner and the profile picture both on YouTube and on itch.io. Itch.io is actually the only other place that I have like a kind of YouTube related account. So I don't like upload games on there or anything because I've never tried to make a game. I don't know, it's something that like I would love to be able to do it, but I just don't have the knowledge or the skills to do that. But who knows, maybe one day. I've always wanted to make like a mod for like Skyrim or something, but again, like it's quite a time consuming thing and I don't know anything about it. But who knows, maybe at some point, maybe I'll like set myself a challenge to do that when I've got a bit more time. I might try and do that. But yeah, so pretty much the second change was just to update like my banner on YouTube and itch.io and both my profile pictures as well. So it just says The Outlandish Gamer now instead of The Outlandish NY. Okay, so you might be asking why did I decide to rebrand the channel and make the changes that I have. The first thing is that the reason I changed my YouTube name is just because I felt that it was a little bit too niche. The Outlandish Gamer sounds a little bit better to me because I've already explained that the outlandish part is to do with my personality, and obviously I am a gamer, so I think it just makes sense, whereas the Outlandish Noir is just a little bit too niche. I feel like if you play Morrowind and stuff, then yeah, like you would understand it. But the thing is, I've only played Morrowind like a couple of times on the channel so far, and I would like to play it again in the future, but it's just, there are so many people that have played that game, you know, I mean, I don't want to just do the same thing that other people have done, because I feel like if you're going to bother to make YouTube content, you might as well try and be original, or as original as you can. And the videos that I've done on Morrowind, like, I actually quite like them. I did like a sort of quest mod, like a very short quest mod, which I enjoyed, and I actually had the mod author comment on my video and say that he watched it and said that it was quite a sort of interesting experience watching someone play it and stuff like that. So that was quite cool. So now that I've kind of discussed, you know, what has changed and why I've actually decided to change it, the last point that I wanted to kind of talk about is just what are my main goals like for the future. Now this is something that I tend to always do whenever I do like a channel update video. I just talk about what I actually want to try and do for the future, the changes that I want to make, what are the, you know, things like that. My main goal for the channel is to continue to improve the quality of my content, because I haven't had like a huge amount of criticism, but I did have, I've mentioned before that I am subscribed to a channel called vidIQ, and I would recommend them for anyone who is basically, they've started a channel, they're new to YouTube, or they just don't really know exactly what they're doing yet. They're very good for that, because they go over basically any new changes that YouTube make, and they provide some like genuine advice, and some of it is actually quite, I guess you'd say, like hard hitting or whatever, or it's sincere, but they're very brutal. But I feel like sometimes you kind of need that, you need that kind of push, because otherwise if people just keep saying, oh yeah, you'll be fine, like, it's not always true, you know. Sometimes you really do have to kind of put everything you have into something, otherwise it's just not going to work. On that channel I made a comment, you know, I said something about I thought that my thumbnails had improved and something like that, because I think they'd asked a question about it, and basically somebody came back to me, they basically kind of gave me some, you know, some criticism. It was quite harsh but I kind of took it to, well, first of all, I got a little bit annoyed, as you do when people criticize you, and I'm not the best for taking criticism. It is something that I do kind of need to work on. But I read the comment and they basically said like, your thumbnails are shit, they're too busy, there's too much going on, the text is hard to read, etc, etc. And I was like, hey, I think some of my thumbnails are actually alright, you know. And then when I took a closer look at like, say, my last one for like the final episode of Spider-Man for the PS1, I was like, yeah, that is too busy, that is too busy. And I've thought about going back and changing it, but to be perfectly honest, I don't want to be one of these people that just kind of erases their mistakes and says like, oh yeah, no, that never happened. Because I want to see physical progress, you know? I want to say, hey, you know, this video, the audio quality wasn't that great, and now it's better. You know, the thumbnail for that video wasn't great back then, now it's better. You know, I just basically want to kind of, I want my channel to be true to life. And the thing is, we all make mistakes, and it's fine, because mistakes, they help you to grow, and they help you to become a better person all in all. And as long as you don't continue making the same mistakes all the time, then I don't see a problem with that. I'm trying to take it all in my stride, and I'm trying to take the words that that person gave me to heart, because again, I keep asking. Every time I do a channel update video, I'm like, oh, can I get some feedback? And now that I've actually, you know, got some from somebody, I might as well take it to heart and sort of try and make something out of it. So yeah, that's kind of like the first thing that I want to do. Okay, so the next thing that I want to kind of do with my channel is I want to try and post more on the community tab. And I know this is something that I've said before. I think, again, it's probably something that I say almost every other channel update. It is something that I would like to do, because I know that like recently, I don't know if it's available on Android or on like PC yet, but I do know that you can like do sort of like quizzes on like mobile and stuff like that, like I think on maybe like Apple phones and stuff. But I don't have an Apple phone, I've got an Android phone, so I don't know whether I can do it yet. But basically, if I say for example I uploaded, you know, like a Spider-Man video like I have, I would then want to do like a community post that's kind of related to that sort of theme, you know what I mean? So I might ask a question about Spider-Man, or about the PS1, I might say, what was your favorite, I don't know, who's your favorite character from that game? And then I could do like a quiz. Maybe I could ask like a factual question, because again, that vidIQ do stuff like that. So they'll ask a question, like for example, I think the last quiz that they did was, which is larger, the population of Germany or the subscribers for WWE? And I was like, Germany's quite a big country and there's quite a few people that live there. So I chose Germany, but I was wrong. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool. I'm not one of them, but fair enough. So yeah, something like that, you know, but just in relation to the content that I'm sort of doing. So the other thing that I know that I need to kind of improve on, and this is, you know, this goes for YouTube, but it also goes for just like my own personal life as well, is it's just about kind of like motivation, self-doubt, and those kind of feelings. So as you know, I've been gone for like a month, maybe a little bit over a month, and the reason that I kind of decided to take a break from YouTube was just because I was really struggling to motivate myself. My sleeping pattern was all over the place. I just didn't have the kind of motivation or the energy to kind of keep uploading. I also felt like I needed to kind of take a step back and reassess the channel and kind of think, is this something that I want to keep doing? How am I actually going to make it so that people actually want to watch my content, rather than just uploading a video, seeing that it didn't do that well, and then be like, oh, that's great. Basically, I just wanted to kind of look at my channel and say, okay, what do I need to improve on, and what am I doing well, and etc, etc. So I've kind of done that. I looked, like I've already mentioned some of the things that I know that I need to improve on and stuff, so I'm not going to just end up repeating myself. In relation to kind of like taking the break and everything, I do feel better now. I do feel a little bit more ready to continue. I wouldn't say I feel 100%, because I don't think anyone ever does. There are still things in my life that I really need to kind of sort out, both where YouTube's concerned and just my own personal life as well. And sometimes, you know, it does get a little bit kind of overwhelming, but again, that's no different for anyone else, so I'm not going to act like I'm the only one that has bouts of self-doubt or lack of motivation or anything, because it's something that people struggle with on a daily basis. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much that. I just need to basically kind of just try and cut myself a little bit of slack, but also equally, if I say I'm going to do something, or I sort of plan to do something, then I need to just get on with it, and I need to just try and, you know, kind of get it done. So I would say that like my final goal for the channel for the time being is just to basically improve, like I've said, and hopefully if I'm able to improve, then I might actually start getting some more kind of attention, some more subscribers, and eventually, who knows, maybe I might even be able to monetize my content. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? My overall goal though is to sort of, you know, just build like a little community, because I look at the channels that I watch all the time, you know, Call Me Kevin, you know, Mickey D. There are some other smaller channels that I like as well that I like. There's a guy called Core Kanish, and he does Skyrim like rotoscoping videos where he basically edits himself into Skyrim. And I mean, out of all of those kind of videos that I've seen on YouTube, I would say that his are probably the highest quality. Like he has genuine talent. And if you have seen my latest video on the channel, which is literally, it was an April Fool's joke pretty much. It's only 20 seconds long, so I mean, if you want to watch it, it's not going to be a huge kind of investment for time and all that. I did like a version of that, but obviously I didn't put myself into the video. It was Kratos and the gang in the Krusty Krab. So, but if you look at my video and you compare it to like one of Core Kanish's videos, obviously his are like a million times better than mine. And I really do like rotoscoping. I think it's like a really cool style of content. And like I said, he does a really good job with it. And not only that, his videos are well written. There's like a theme to his videos. There's like an overarching story. Basically, I mean, the videos are sort of, they range from being a few minutes to, I think the last one was like 20 minutes, but that's like the longest one that he's done so far. But they are also kind of, you know, you could consider them kind of memes in a sense, some of them. I'm probably not doing a very good job of advertising his content, but you know, basically his content is really high quality. He has his own kind of characters. Like there's a Whiterun guard who like struggles with like depression and anxiety and different things, so he's actually like really quite well written and relatable. There's also Serana, obviously if you played Skyrim, of course you know who Serana is, and she's, you know, like she is in the game, she's a little bit kind of distant, hard to please, kind of you don't really exactly know what Core and her relationship is. Core also has 2 kids in the you know, from the Hearthfire DLC, and they just constantly annoy him, and this is now turning into a Core Kanish fucking fanboy video. I apologize for that. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I'm gonna stop rambling now because I'd be here all day otherwise. But he has a really good community, and his videos are really high quality, and I want to get my content up to scratch, and I want to get my channel up to scratch and kind of be a place where people can come, they know what they're going to get content wise. The thing that I feel that I'm doing well in respect to that is that, you know, if you leave a comment, I will reply to you. It doesn't matter what you say, whether it be, you know, positive, negative, criticism, praise, whatever, I am going to reply to you. But yeah, I reply to every comment, so if you leave one, I will get back to you as soon as I can. So like I said, I just want to kind of try and build a bit of a community, just a little place where people can come and they can relax and they can just talk about stuff, and you can also chat to each other, because again, that's something that I haven't seen yet and I would like to see, is just people replying to each other, kind of talking about things that they, and that might be my fault. That might be my fault for not having like a particularly structured channel at the moment, you know what I mean? I kind of just play games that I like and I hope that other people like as well, but it's more difficult than it looks. I'm trying to stick to kind of like PS1 games at the moment. The PS1 was like my introduction to gaming. Resident Evil, Medal of Honor, what else did I play? Rugrats. Rugrats in Paris and Rugrats Studio Tour, stuff like that, you know. So it was like my introduction to gaming, and I do have Silent Hill, which I've very briefly played. I've never done a full playthrough of it or anything, so that's something that I think I will probably do soon. But yeah, just, I mean, again, just let me know what you want to see and I'll try and do it. I like to vary the content that I do, but I also understand that when you're like a small channel, having like very varied content, it's not the best kind of model to go for, because people then kind of come to your channel, they see, oh, you've uploaded a Spider-Man video, oh, you've uploaded a Skyrim video, oh, you've uploaded some random horror game, and they're like, what exactly does this guy do? Because I only want this and this, but he does this, this and this. So you may end up subscribing and then not actually watching the content because you're like, well, it doesn't really interest me. Having like a clear theme to my channel would probably be a good thing to do. So anyway, okay, so yeah, I think I've rambled for long enough. hopefully I can kind of edit this video into something that's not too long. Once again, I apologize that I've been gone for so long, but I am back and I am going to be trying to sort of, upload a little bit more consistently. I'm going to focus on, kind of making my content good before I actually upload it. So if I don't upload for a couple of weeks, it's because I'm actually trying to make the video as good as it can possibly be. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching the video. If you did like the video or you're interested in the content that I do, consider subscribing. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.